श्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्।
You have been pacing in circles for days, Arjun. What's going on?
I've been thinking and thinking, Sattvam. I have so much running in my head that I want to tell Swami. But every time I try to put it in words or write it down, it just feels incomplete. Nothing feels enough.
I know a student who once poured his entire heart into letters for use, trying to express his inner conversation. Until one day, in 2011, Swami looked at him and said 3 words. Do not write letters.
Wait, Swami told him not to write?
He was completely lost at first. But he realized Swami wasn't stopping the dialogue. He was just teaching him that real devotion can't only sit on a piece of paper. It has to be lived, experienced.
Who was he?
2008. A student enters the sacred portals of Prashanti Nilayam. 7 years from economics to his MBA, learning that true education is character. When Swami told him to stop writing letters, it felt like the ground had gone quiet. But weeks later, given the opportunity to offer Aarti to Swami, he carried one final letter. Swami turned back, took it and blessed him. Manchadi Chala Santosham. A feeling that big doesn't stay quiet for long. He gave it a shape, not as a letter this time, but as a script. He titled it Ehsas. He knew Swami was always writing the story. Ehsas was just his way of saying it out loud. Ehsas was one expression, but not the last. Over the years, that devotion continued to take form through plays, documentaries, and offerings at Swami's feet. In 2023, the Sai Kulwant Hall stage called again, this time for King Vikramaditya. None of it was planned. It is grace unfolding. Swami's touch on one life quietly began reaching many more. Through the Sri Sathya Sai Young Messengers, he travelled across the country, walking alongside the youth, carrying forward Swami's call of love, unity, and selfless service. That spirit of offering found new ground in the grand centenary celebrations. Through initiatives like the Sri Sathya Sai Global Young Adults Conference, Liquid Love Blood Donation Camp, the Sri Sathya Sai Short Film Festival, Prema Pravayini Rath Yatra, Unity Cup, Prema Tharu, and the Sri Sathya Sai Run and Ride for the spirit of unity. Whether on a stage or in a quiet room, Swami's message found a way through. About service, about everyday faith, about what it means to belong to him. His professional path, from Tata Capital to co-founding Yadur Knowledge Solutions, stayed rooted in the values Swami had sown. From Bal Vikas to Prashanti Nilayam, from a student's quiet letters to a life in Seva, Swami shaped an instrument ever ready to offer each day back to him. The boy who started in 2008 grew into an avid orator, a youth leader, and an instrument ever ready to serve his everyday to Swami.
You're sitting here overthinking how to express your thoughts on paper. But Prapti was coming to him. Anugraha was that single moment of grace. And Anubhava, well, Anubhava is turning your entire life, every action and every day into the message.
अहं कर्णकमलं समर्पयामि अहम् अधरकमलं समर्पयामि अहं शिरकमलं समर्पयामि अहं सर्वाङ्गकमलं समर्पयामि
When the heart stops overthinking and life becomes the offering, every moment becomes Anubhava. This is not merely the conclusion of the story we have just witnessed. It is perhaps the invitation that Swami places before each one of us. Because in the end, spirituality is not measured by the number of thoughts we have about God, but by the extent to which God begins to live through our thoughts, our actions, and our words. और कभी कभी स्वामी हमें ऐसे जीवन दर्शन करवाते हैं जो बिना कुछ कहे ही सत्य को जी कर दिखा देते हैं। ऐसे जीवन जो हमें याद दिलाते हैं कि भक्ति का प्रचार नहीं किया जाता, उसे बस जिया जाता है। Om Shri Sairam. I'm Shivai Lamba, the current batch participant from NCR Delhi. The journey we just witnessed was not one of extraordinary events. It was a journey of a student who allowed Swami to shape his life, one experience at a time, until his work became worship. From the sacred portals of Prashanti to boardrooms and institutions, from the stage of Ehsas to countless young gatherings, from serving individuals to nurturing leaders, the thread has always remained the same: to live what Swami taught. इसलिए आज की ये सत्संग सिर्फ एक स्पीकर को सुनने के लिए नहीं है, यह है एक साथी यात्री को सुनने का अवसर, एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को जो हम सब की तरह हर विचार, हर प्रतिभा और हर अवसर को स्वामी के चरणों में अर्पित करने का सही अर्थ खोजते आ रहे हैं. We are deeply blessed to have with us Sri Lakshmikant Sharma, affectionately known to many as LK, an alumnus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, an investment banking professional who has built an exemplary career while remaining deeply rooted in Swami's values. And above all, a humble instrument who has touched countless lives through mentorship, youth work, and selfless service. This evening, he joins us to share not theories, not philosophies, but experiences. Experiences of recognizing his presence, trusting his guidance, and allowing life itself to become Anubhava. With hearts open and minds quiet, let us now welcome our beloved speaker for today's Sattvam, Sri Lakshmikant Sharma. Om Shri Sairam.
Sairam, brother, and dear brothers and sisters, loving Sairam to one and all. I'm really, really humbled and grateful to the entire team for putting up such a beautiful introduction. I don't know how much I deserve, but tremendous amount of effort. So thank you very much for that. So first of all, wishing you all a very happy Friendship Day. And I hope all of you had a great day, great Sunday. And as we close your Sunday, I hope and pray that we are able to add some value to this day of your life as you spend in this Sattvam session. So before I start, I just want to know how many of you are traveling right now. Can I have quick thumbs ups? Anybody traveling right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so few of you are traveling. Okay. Now similarly, just the way you use this emoji icon to tell me how many of you are traveling, how many of you are multitasking right now? That is parallelly doing something else also along with this session? Quickly raise your hands. Truthfully. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Great. 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 ठीक है, तो जो लोग ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, आई ऑब्वियसली कैन नॉट टेल यू प्लीज जंप ऑफ योर ट्रेन और बसेस और प्लेन्स, राइट? सो यू कंटिन्यू डूइंग दैट. बट जो लोग मल्टीटास्किंग कर रहे हैं, आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट यू, इफ यू कैन, इफ पॉसिबल, यू कैन स्पेयर नेक्स्ट 1.5 hours. It will be great to have this satsang when all of us with mind, body, soul are present and involved. Because what is important to all of us, brothers, sisters, is the moment that we spend thinking about Swami, right? It's not about the speaker, it's not about what is being spoken, it is about whom it is being spoken, right? So if you're able to spare that time and relive some of those moments, it will be a great value add to each one of our lives. So it so happened once that there's a very famous kingdom and a very famous sculptor in that kingdom. Okay, sculptor जो मूर्तिकार मूर्ति बनाता है, right? And he was very world famous. So लोग दुनिया भर से आते थे उसके पास मूर्तियां बनवाने के लिए. So it so happened that one day the king of that kingdom came to his shop, and he said, "Boss, you know what? I'm building a temple for my palace, and I want a very beautiful idol of the Lord. So you have to prepare it and then bring it to my palace." The sculptor was very happy. He was very elated that the king has asked him to prepare. So the sculptor started preparing the idol of the Lord. He spent days preparing that, and then the day of the inauguration of the temple was fixed, and the sculptor was getting ready to deliver Lord's idol on that day. Finally, the day arrived, and everything was set. The idol was ready, beautifully decked up, and ready to be transported and placed into the temple. Now, this sculptor had one donkey and used to always transport all his idols on this donkey. He would load it on the donkey's back, and the donkey would take it and travel. So it so happened that that day, once the murti was ready, idol was ready, उसने वो मूर्ति उठाई और गधे के पीठ पे रख दी और गधे को बोला अब चलो kingdom, राजा के पैलेस में. So that day when the donkey started moving towards the kingdom, suddenly he saw people, on the path who were looking towards him. So the donkey couldn't fathom what is happening. Why is everybody looking at him? Till then, nobody looked at him. So everybody is looking at him. So donkey felt very nice. Yeah, there is some, people find me important and they're looking at me. As he moved a little ahead, there were people with dhol tasha and they're playing drums and playing beats and everything. ढोल वगैरह बजा रहे थे और उसका वेलकम कर रहे थे. तो डोंकी और खुश हुआ, बोला यार आज तो लोग देख तो रहे, देखने जा रहा, वो लोग नीले ढोल वगैरह भी बजा रहे हैं, बैंड बजा रहे हैं, मुझे वेलकम कर रहे हैं. तो डोंकी और खुश हुआ, अंदर ही अंदर गदगद हो रहा था कि यार क्या हो रहा है, आज तो लोग बैंड बाजा लेके खड़े हैं मेरे स्वागत में. As the donkey moved ahead a little more, there were people who were throwing flowers on his path. Now the donkey was in seventh heaven. He said, "Boss, ये तो कभी नहीं हुआ मेरे साथ." Okay, he thought, is he dreaming? Is he in a dreamland? Because people looking at him, people playing band baja for him, and now there are people throwing flowers on his path, and he was walking on path of flowers, roses. The donkey couldn't fathom, he couldn't comprehend what was happening with him today. And the donkey inside was so happy and said, "Boss, today is my day. I think my day. I have achieved the the ultimate day of my life." And as the donkey moved ahead and he reached the palace, there were guards, the king's guards, who were waiting for him to escort him inside the palace. Now the donkey just couldn't take this. He said, no, this is too much. This is too much. Matlab, there are king's guards, the premium soldiers, premium category, elite category of the kingdom, मेरे लिए वेट कर रहे हैं और मुझे एस्कॉर्ट करके अंदर लेके जा रहे हैं. The donkey felt bigger than the king. Okay, he said, आज तो king क्या, I am the king of this kingdom. Okay, and all this while donkey kept feeling so good, so elated on the seventh heaven, ninth cloud everywhere above, right, from his pay grade. And as he entered the kingdom, there were huge crowd which was waiting inside, the citizens, राइट. लोग वहाँ किंगडम के जो नागरिक थे वो सभी अंदर वेट कर रहे थे और किंग सामने खड़े थे और सब वेट कर रहे थे. सबका सेंटर ऑफ अट्रैक्शन वाज दिस डोंकी. एंड ये डोंकी धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ रहा था और लोग उसकी तरफ देख रहे थे. डोंकी तो फूले नहीं समा रहा था क्योंकि अब तो उसके दिमाग में कुछ बात ही नहीं चल रही है. क्योंकि इतना कुछ उसके उसके साथ हो चुका था, लोग देख रहे थे, लोग बैंड बाजा बजा रहे थे, लोग फूल डाल रहे थे, और अब तो किंग्स के गार्ड उसको एस्कॉर्ट भी कर रहे थे. सो इट वाज ऑलरेडी टू मच फॉर हिम. एंड एज द donkey reached the center, the king looked at the idol. He was very happy and he just indicated to his soldiers to take the Lord to the temple. The moment the guards came and picked up Lord's idol and took the Lord inside, the next guard turned towards the donkey and said, "Hey, move, move." The donkey didn't understand. He started looking around. He said, "Kon, मैं? Really? You're telling me? Hello?" And then next came another soldier with a stick and he started hitting the donkey. Move, move, move. The donkey couldn't understand what was happening. So obviously, first thing was he wanted to move away because there was somebody with a stick in front of him. So donkey started moving and the crowd started rushing in and pushing donkey left, right, and donkey was lost in the crowd. Finally, donkey made his way out, somehow managed to get out. And then there was nobody. And then he had to walk out of the kingdom. There's nobody there. And because he was already pushed. So finally, donkey came back. He walked back to his master's shop and he came back to his master and he was very sad. And he asked, "Master." The master looked at him. "Kare, donkey, kya hua? Itne nirash kyun lag rahe ho? Itne udas kyun lag rahe ho?" Donkey said, "Master, I have a question. I don't know what happened with me." The master said, "What happened?" He said, "When I was going from here, there were people who were looking at me, making way for me. There were people who were playing dhol tasha for me. There were people who were throwing flowers on my path, and there were guards who were escorting me inside the kingdom. And inside the kingdom, इतने लोग खड़े थे मेरा स्वागत करने के लिए मेरे इंतजार में. और फिर मुझे वहां से धक्के मार के हटा दिया गया." तो मास्टर ने डोंकी की तरफ देख के कहा, "डोंकी, your value was still that Lord was sitting on you. The moment that Lord left from your back, your value was back of that of a donkey." And then the donkey realized his mistake. Now, I just remembered this story while this video was being played. Because in this journey, brothers and sisters, I find that probably I'm also that one donkey, who feels that people are clapping and praising. But it is only because, and it's the same for all of us. The same for all of us. It is still the time that God remains in our hearts. It is still the time that our focus remains on that God. It is still the time we have that God with us, that we have a value. The moment we remove the God and we try to stand alone, our value becomes zero, just like that of a donkey. So all this beautiful video and the praises, I totally attribute it to Bhagwan, because it is He who adds value. Otherwise, we are all nothing but zero in this vast galaxy that all of us are part of. Now, way back in 2003, was a time when I had first darshan of Swami. And it took tremendous amount of effort to reach Parthi and have Swami's darshan, because my parents were not devotee. And like Swami says, no, it's not your job to make somebody my devotee. Your job is only to strengthen your devotion. So I also had my struggle and journey to try and convert my parents into Bhagwan's devotee. That's a different story, and I'll park it for a later time. If we have time, probably we'll talk about it. So cut to Puttaparthi. I was in Parthi finally after all that struggle. And the one thing which I noticed was the people who were closest to Swami were the students. I wanted to get close to Swami. I wanted to get as close as possible to Swami. तो मैंने मन में ठान लिया कि मुझे स्वामी का स्टूडेंट बनना है. क्यों? इसके लिए नहीं क्योंकि मुझे डिग्री चाहिए थी या अच्छी पढ़ाई चाहिए थी या बहुत बड़ा प्रोफेशनल बनना था, बट मुझे स्वामी के पास रहना था. So that year during Ashadi, the moment I got an opportunity, Swami called me. मैंने स्वामी से प्रे किया, "स्वामी, I want to become your student." And Swami said, "हाँ हाँ आओ एडमिशन देता है." I said, "Okay, Swami." So then in 2005, when I finished my 10th standard, I applied for 11th standard because 9th 10th में admission नहीं होते, तो मैंने 11th standard के लिए application किया. I got a rejection letter back. Okay, so I was very sad. I said, "अरे स्वामी ने तो मुझे खुद बोला था कि आओ मैं admission देता हूँ," and I got a rejection letter. So that year when I went to Parthi, and I was sitting in front of Swami, and I got a chance. Swami called, and I asked Swami, I want to become your student. Swami said, हाँ हाँ आओ admission देता है. I said, Swami, last time also you told me, but नहीं दिया admission मुझे. Swami said, no, you come again, I will give you admission. I said, Swami, pakka? He said, pakka. So then I knew my 11th standard opportunity was already gone. So now I was only going to apply for first year, that is after 12th. So this time I wanted to be doubly sure with Swami so that there is no confusion. So I told Swami, this year I'm in 11th standard. I'll not be applying next year. I will be applying next to next year, Swami. So next to next year I want admission. Just to be sure so that we are clear कि आप ऐसा मत बोलो कि अगले साल तुम आए नहीं अप्लाई करने के लिए. So Swami said, हाँ पक्का एडमिशन देता है. So I said, okay, Swami. Then came the year 2007 when I applied for first year BCom. I applied. This time I got a call letter to come to Parthi and write exam. I went to Parthi. I wrote my exam. I couldn't clear the exam. So I wasn't shortlisted. So I was rejected. So again, I was very disheartened. I said, ये क्या हो गया? ये तो सेकंड टाइम स्वामी ने बोला था और स्वामी ने कंफर्म करके बोला था कि एडमिशन देता है और फिर भी एडमिशन नहीं हुआ. नाउ व्हाट डू आई डू? So obviously, I had to, I mean, I couldn't do anything. So I had to come back. I didn't want to come back. So I told my parents, I'm not coming back. मैं पुट्टापर्थ में रहूंगा and I'll wait for one more year and I'll apply again. Then parents explained, no, you cannot waste your year. Swami will not like it. You come, you continue. I was doing commerce, so they said you come, you continue doing your BCom and maybe go back for MBA, this, that, and all. So a lot of people said, and then my parents pursued, and then I said okay. So somehow I came back. I came back to Bombay, and I took admission in BCom. I started BCom, but then I had in mind that again next year I'm going to apply. Even if I have to lose 1 year, I'll lose 1 year, but again next year I'm going to apply. So it so happened that during that year, in the month of January, we had a youth program in front of Swami. So I was in Parthi, and I had taken the form, and I had planned that post drama, जब Swami नीचे आएंगे बात करने, I will show the form to Swami and take Swami's blessing on the form, and then I'll fill the form. So it so happened that drama got over, and Swami came, and हमने अपना form कहीं ना कहीं छुपा के रखा था, तो I removed my form, and as soon as Swami came, I showed the form to Swami. I said, Swami, BCom के लिए admission चाहिए. Swami said, हाँ admission देता है. I said, no, Swami. Last time also you told me admission देता है, नहीं मिला. उसके पहले भी you told me admission देता है, नहीं मिला. Swami, this time I want admission. Swami looked at me, and then he looked up, and then he again looked at me. He said, marks थोड़ा कम है. I said, and marks कम था. I knew I was an average student. I said, yes, Swami, marks कम है, Swami. स्वामी बट आप जो दे देंगे मैं ले लूंगा स्वामी. आप बीए भी दे देंगे तो मैं ले लूंगा स्वामी. आई वांट टू ओनली बी विथ यू. गिव मी एनीथिंग स्वामी. आई जस्ट वांट टू बी विथ यू. आई वांट टू स्टे विथ यू स्वामी. सो गिव मी एनीथिंग. आई विल टेक इट स्वामी. एंड देन स्वामी सेड ओके पाद नमस्कार लो. सो आई वेंट डाउन टू पाद नमस्कार. स्वामी ब्लेस माय फॉर्म, एंड देन स्वामी वेंट अप. स्वामी स्टेज पे चले गए. ऊपर जाने के बाद देन स्वामी कॉल्ड एंड टुक माय फॉर्म. And then Swami called the vice chancellor who was sitting behind the portico. Swami ने vice chancellor sir को बुलाया, and मेरा form Swami ने vice chancellor sir के हाथ में दिया, and he said, marks थोड़ा कम है, तुम देख लो. Okay, now form has gone to vice chancellor, and then darshan over. Swami left. Now everybody is coming and congratulating. Oh, boss, fantastic! You have got a green card entry. This is like chancellor's quota. So I couldn't understand what was happening. So then somebody very senior in Parthi, senior professor, he explained that this used to happen long back. जब स्वामी किसी स्टूडेंट को डायरेक्टली वाइस चांसलर को बोलते थे इसको एडमिशन दो, एंड दैट यूज्ड टू बी चांसलर्स कोटा. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना ट्रस्टी कोटा, ये कोटा वो कोटा, दैट यूज्ड टू बी चांसलर्स कोटा, कि स्वामी ने बोला तो एडमिशन मिलना ही मिलना है. एंड दे सेड कि दिस इज आफ्टर सो मेनी इयर्स दैट स्वामी हैज टोल्ड वाइस चांसलर फॉर अ स्टूडेंट, that means your admission is done. This is chancellor's quota, तुमको तो ग्रीन कार्ड एंट्री है. बिकॉज तब तक उन सब ने भी मुझे देख लिया था कि मैं इतनी बार आके अप्लाई कर रहा था, मुझे एडमिशन मिल ही नहीं रहा था. सो समवेयर दे वर आल्सो प्रेइंग कि स्वामी इस पर एडमिशन दे दो यार, इतनी बार आके अप्लाई कर रहा है. सो आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी, आई वाज वेरी इलेटेड. आई सेड फैंटास्टिक, दिस इज लाइक ग्रीन कार्ड एंट्री. सो नेक्स्ट डे आई वाज कॉल्ड टू वाइस चांसलर सर's office. My state president came and called me. He said, we have to go to Vice Chancellor's office. So I went along with him. I entered so as I was going, I thought probably, He'll be waiting with a letter of letter for admission and everything, confirmation letter and all. So I thought probably I'm just going to go and receive that, and I have to now start packing my bags and come to Puttaparthi. As I entered his room, you won't believe, brothers sisters, completely 180-degree of what I had expected. That time it was Gokak sir, IAS officer, retired IAS officer, very strict person. He started blasting me. एंड उन्होंने इतना डांटा सो मच सो कि वो डांट सुनते सुनते मैं रोने लगा, और मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था मेरी गलती क्या है. एंड यू नो व्हाट वाज हिज प्रॉब्लम? His problem was that the form was empty. Okay. So he was blasting me. How dare you give empty form to Swami? Who do you think you are? What do you think of yourself? What are we to understand from this empty form? What admission do you want? Okay. No name, no address, no marks, no qualification, nothing at all. Because when I took the form, it was an empty form. I wanted Swami to bless it so that I'll fill it and then submit it. So when he told me this, I became polite and I said, sir, my humble apologies, but I only wanted Swami's blessing. I didn't know Swami will take that empty form and give it to you. After that, he also didn't have an answer. So he then finally mellowed down. He said, okay, take the form, fill it right away. So he just gave the form on his desk. He gave me the form, gave me a pen, and crying with the teary eyes, I started filling the form. Whatever I could gather, I started putting whatever marks of my past I could remember. I started putting, nothing was validated. I had no documents with me, no attachments at all. I just filled whatever I could and then gave it to him. He said, okay, go. I said, go? Means what? What is next? No, go, get out. So, samajh mein nahi aaya. So, I came out and then I asked my state president, sir, what is next? He said, I don't know. I said, Arey, Vice Chancellor says go. You are telling you don't know. So what am I supposed to do now? He said, no, just wait. I said, okay. Now, this is where, brothers and sisters, what I wanted to cover today, two aspects, very, very important for all of us. And this is something which is important and relevant to us at whichever stage you are, student, professional, family person, adult in the house, old person. These two things remain constant in all of our lives. One is faith and one is surrender. Because life is such, right? Life will put you into such situations that you'll have nothing in your control and you will not be left with any other asset than what is called as surrender. You have to surrender. हम सबको surrender करना ही होगा because nothing is in our control any which way. We can only put in our efforts. But the outcome of it is not in our control. So we have to learn to surrender. Now this part of surrendering becomes easier when we develop faith. That strong, tremendous, unflinching faith. वो faith जिसको कोई हिला ना सके, ऐसा faith. Because जब हम surrender करते हैं, हम भगवान को ये बोल के surrender करते हैं, भगवान इसका जो भी outcome हो, I will accept it. Because then I know that it is for my good. Whether ये result इसका favorable हो या unfavorable हो, I am going to accept it because I know it is for my good. And why I know that is because I have my faith in you, that you are taking care of my life. And this is what Swami had told me long back in one of my interactions, that Swami said that don't worry about anything. Tell your parent, मम्मी पापा बहुत चिंता करते हैं, मम्मी पापा को बोलो चिंता नहीं करने को, स्वामी सब देखेगा. Swami will take care of everything. So it was that faith, brothers and sisters, that at that moment when I was exiting from Vice Chancellor's office, I had to hold on to. I said, now let me keep my faith in Bhagwan and see what happens. This was in January. By April, I get a call letter at home. Because till then I was waiting. Okay, I'm waiting. I cannot call the university. I cannot call the college because nobody has any information. My form is not gone into a regular route. So there is no admission number. There is no application number, nothing at all. It is directly in Vice Chancellor's office. So in April, I get a call letter to come and write exam. So May, I'm in Puttaparthi writing my exam. I wrote my written test. So I had applied for BCom because I was doing BCom first year. I left first year BCom, went to Parthi. I wrote my exam for BCom. I got shortlisted, cleared my entrance. Then I was called for interview. So I went for interview for BCom, gave my interview. And after the interview, now the list finally goes to Swami of all the selected students. Swami looks at the list. Sometimes Swami may remove some name or something, and then the final list is put up. So the day came when the final list was being put up in the college. I was desperately and eagerly waiting, keeping my faith in Swami and Swami's words. Okay. So finally the list was put up. It was evening, dark. We all rushed to the college campus. हम सब वहाँ eagerly जाके list पे अपना अपना नाम खोज रहे हैं. I went through the entire list. Along with me, there were 2, 3 more people. More than their name, they were searching for my name. I went to the entire list and my name was not there again. Then these people also looked, tried to search, and my name was not there. And believe me, brothers, I was heartbroken. I was literally heartbroken because imagine, अब मैं किसके पास जाऊं, कहाँ जाके अर्जी लगाऊं, जब चांसलर ने खुद मेरा फॉर्म लेके वाइस चांसलर को दिया और उतना सब होने के बाद भी मेरा नाम लिस्ट में नहीं है, तो अब मैं किसके पास जाऊं? And mind you, this was my third time that I was applying. Okay. And every time Swami telling that don't come, I'll give you. So I was completely heartbroken. I was completely shaken. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whom to go to. All I was able to do was cry inside and cry outside. Then suddenly, one of the brothers, he said, oh, you know what? There is one more list over there. Why don't we look at that list? Probably he was just trying to pacify me. वो बोलते ना, बच्चा रोता है तो उसके हाथ में कुछ भी दे दो, जो खिलौना वो नहीं खेलता वो भी हाथ में दे दो, शायद बच्चा चुप हो जाए. So he was just trying to pacify me. There is one more list. Why don't you look at that list? And inside me, I said, what is the point? This is the list where my name should have come because I applied for this. But वो बोलते ना, डूबते को तिनके का सहारा. तो मेरी नैया तो वैसे भी डूब रही थी उस समय, नाम तो आया नहीं था. I said, चलो एक और लिस्ट है, वो भी देख लेते हैं, शायद कुछ करिश्मा हो जाए. And you won't believe, I look at that list for BA Economics Honors. Okay. And my name was there in that list. And I was thrilled to the core, excited, enthused, in seventh heaven. What course it was didn't bother me. It was BA Economics Honors. It didn't. All that mattered to me at that time was my name on that list, which said Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, admission list, candidate list for admission. All that mattered to me was my name on that list and my name was there. It didn't matter किस कोर्स में था. शायद उस समय मुझे 11th स्टैंडर्ड में भी एडमिशन देते तो मैं वापस 11th स्टैंडर्ड में आके कर लेता. So finally name was there. I was very happy. Everybody around was happy. I called up my parents and I told them with excitement that this is what has happened and I've got admission and Swami has blessed me with admission. The parents said, "Arey, but BA, why are you doing BA? Who does BA? आज की तारीख में BA का क्या वैल्यू है? BA का क्या फ्यूचर है? BA करके तुमको कहाँ जॉब मिलेगी? Who will give you job? What will you do in future? You are doing BCom here. You come back, finish your 2 years of BCom, then go back for MBA." I said no. I said, Swami has given me admission. I will stay. So they tried to tell me, no, see, you come, BA ka kuch value nahi hai. Then I told my parent that, look, I had prayed to Swami, you give me anything I will take, but give me something. Now Swami has given me something, he has blessed me. I want to take this. I don't want to leave this chance. Finally, my parents agreed and I got an admission and I became Swami's student. A lot of things happened in between. I'll skip all that part for now. Because what is important to the point of faith, brothers and sisters, 2008 was my admission in Swami's college. Okay. And those of you know, BCom is in Brindavan campus in Bangalore. Okay. So all the students who study in Brindavan campus, they come 4 times a year. They come during Guru Purnima, they come during birthday, they come during sports meet, and then they come during Mahashivratri. These are times that they come to Puttaparthi, unless in between something happens. BA is only in Prashanti Nilayam. Okay. So 2008, I got admission in BA and I was in Prashanti Nilayam campus. So 2008 to 2011, 3 years of my undergrad course. And 3 years of my undergrad course that I did there. 3 years, Swami gave me experience for lifetime. Of course, there are many seniors who had much more experience, much more opportunity. But even those 3 years, whatever we could get, I feel it is enough for my lifetime. To keep remembering and keep feeling happy about. Come 2011, Swami left his physical form, right? Now, when I look back, had Swami given me BCom, what I wanted, I would have gone to Vrindavan for 3 years. And when it was time for me to come back to Prashant to do MBA in 2011, Swami wouldn't have been there physically. And what was my prayer to Swami? Swami, I want to be with you. You give me, आप मुझे कुछ भी दीजिए स्वामी, मुझे आपके साथ रहना है. I just want to be with you. And Swami accepted that prayer and gave me an admission in a course which gave me opportunity to stay with him for those last 3 years that the world saw his physical form. Now, when I look back, brothers and sisters, this is what faith teaches me. This is an experience of faith. When you keep your faith in Swami, come what may, when you are in a situation, you may feel कि अरे यार ये मेरे हिसाब से नहीं हो रहा है, शायद मुझे बीकॉम मिल जाना चाहिए था, मैं बीए करके क्या करूंगा, right? But when you keep that faith in Swami, that Swami is going to take care, a time comes when you actually realize that what happened for my own good. It happened for my own good because he sees the larger picture. We cannot see the larger picture. All that we can do is keep our faith in Swami. So, brothers and sisters, even in your lives, there will be many moments where you will feel, यार मुझे ये चाहिए था, ये मिलना चाहिए था, मुझे ये करना था, मुझे ऐसा जॉब चाहिए था, मुझे ऐसा रोल चाहिए था, मुझे ये सैलरी चाहिए थी. But if you just keep that faith in him, yes, work, put in your efforts, do your effort, do your hard work, be truthful to yourself. Like Swami says, work is worship, right? When you work, make it a prayer, make it a sadhana, make it your worship. But finally, keep that faith that whatever is going to happen is going to be his will. And his will is going to be the ultimate, because his will is not for this moment, it is for my entire lifetime. So this faith is something, brothers and sisters, that all of us need to keep it intact, need to develop, need to grow within ourselves. Because if we don't grow, we are the ones who are going to be suffering. We are the ones who are going to be crying and sitting at every moment where life throws a challenge at us, and we'll be wondering, now what do I do? But if that faith is intact, all these problems will be somewhere back of the mind, because all the time you'll be thinking that, Swami, I know there's a challenge, I know there's a problem, but you are taking care. Now, cut to my, post education. So after that, Swami told me to do Master Economics. I did my Master Economics. Then I wanted to do MBA. Bhagwan was physically not there, but Swami blessed me to get into MBA Finance. And finally, I did MBA Finance. My goal always was, I was always charmed by investment banking industry. I didn't know what it was at that time, frankly speaking. मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था. But I was always charmed by investment banking industry. So I wanted to get into investment banking. I did my MBA Finance. Investment banking is a very hardcore finance role, requires a lot of accounting knowledge, accounting understanding. I didn't have very strong accounting background, because all my undergraduation, I did do accounting. I did economics. I did my master's also in economics. And then finally I landed in MBA Finance. Okay. So after my MBA Finance, for all the students of university, the alumni organized something called as Catalyst. So this Catalyst program used to happen in Bangalore, जहाँ पे हम सभी students अपने कोर्स खत्म होने के बाद हम जाते थे बैंगलोर में, 2 दिन हमें alumni रखते थे वहाँ पे, हमें ट्रेनिंग देते थे कि हाउ टू अप्रोच द इंटरव्यूज, हाउ टू अप्लाई फॉर इंटरव्यूज, हाउ टू गिव इंटरव्यूज, सब पूरी ट्रेनिंग होती थी. और फिर कई कंपनियां वहां पे आती थी जॉब्स लेके, जिसके लिए हम अप्लाई कर सकते थे. सो काफी सारी कंपनियां आई थी, एंड माय एंटायर बैच, एवरीबडी अप्लाइड फॉर सम और द अदर जॉब, बट नो कंपनी केम विद एन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग जॉब. सो आई डिडंट अप्लाई फॉर एनीथिंग. So many of my friends said, "Boss, क्या कर रहे तू?" And this was 2015. They said, "Yeah, job markets are not great. Why are you not applying? At least apply into something, get a job, and then बाद में you move after 1 year." Somewhere I said, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to get into investment banking only." So many seniors also said, "Yeah, you're getting a job here. You take it for now, then you do something else later." I said, "No, I don't want to do that. I have put my prayers to Bhagwan. I have that faith. I'll wait for a role in investment banking." So I was the only one from the entire batch who left from Bangalore without taking a job letter in hand. Okay, and I came back to Bombay, because anyway Bangalore में और कुछ होना नहीं था, so I came back to Bombay. So as I came back to Bombay, I started applying for jobs. I started talking to people, started talking to alumni, references, kidhar apply karu, job references, everything. During the process, somebody told me, do one thing. You continue everything, all the other process. Go and list down the companies, all the investment banks in Bombay, and every company ka website there is a contact us page and there is an email ID. Go and send your resume to that email ID. I said okay. Somebody guided ऐसे ठीक है करते हैं ये. तो मैंने बनाया 15-20 कंपनियों का लिस्ट एंड सबके वेबसाइट पे गया, कॉन्टेक्ट अस से ईमेल आईडी निकाली. जनरली इट वाज info@so and so, HR@so and so, but whatever, or contact us@so and so. So whatever email ID I got, I send my CV to all those email addresses. Now I knew कि यार ये email address कौन देखता होगा, right? This is like company के website पे. So why would somebody look at this email address? But nevertheless somebody said करो, तो I said चलो करते हैं. So I did my part. I put in my work, put in my efforts. So I sent it. It so happened that after me sending those emails, 2 days later, I get a call. I get a call from someone who introduces herself as the secretary of the president of the investment banking team of Tata Capital. And she says that, are you Lakshmikant? I said, yes. She said, we have received your CV. We would like you to come for an interview. Now, I was very surprised. I said, first of all, Tata Capital Investment Banking, a very large enterprise, secretary of the president of the firm, that's too high a post. I said, why will president call me for an interview? I'm way lower in the priority list. I'm just a fresher from the university. Probably there should be a HR, somebody taking my interview. So I was little surprised, and I had my doubts. I said, is this for real? Because kai sare fake calls aate hain hame, right? Now on that call, she didn't ask me for any money. She didn't say I'm sending QR, pay this, pay that and all. UPI, UPI karo. Kuch nahi pucha. So I said, okay. And then she said, ki, I'm going to send you an email shortly. Please give me your confirmation on email. And then we will be expecting you tomorrow for this interview. I said, okay. I kept the phone. I immediately went, Google University, दिमाग चलाया, Tata Capital, who is the president, who is the secretary, सब check किया, सब निकाला, LinkedIn check किया, and all the names stood proof. So जो उन्होंने नाम बताया, everything was correct. I said, यार, this is for real. This is not a fake call, right? This is not coming from Jamtara. So I said, yeah. And then, 20 minutes later, I get an email from her. An email is coming from authentic email ID, a proper email with designation, signature, and everything. Address, time, sab kuch diya. I said, okay, something is happening. Next day, got ready. I went for the interview. I went, and it was the president of the investment banking team. There was a Parsi gentleman, very, very nice, very, very nice gentleman. And he called me in for interview. He spoke to me for half an hour. Now imagine, I'm a fresher. Okay, I'm a fresher. And he is someone sitting with 30, 40 years of experience, having worked globally. And he is taking my interview. But you can think how knowledgeable interview it would have been. Correct? मतलब उनके लेवल पे मैं के भी बात नहीं कर पाऊं उतना वो लेवल का person sitting in front of me. So obviously it was not a very technical interview which happened. After half an hour, this person tells me that, look, Lakshmikant, I like what we spoke, but you're a fresher. Okay, so let's do this. Let us get an opportunity where we can try you and you can try us. I said, okay. He said, are you open for an interview, for an internship? So I said, yes. He said, fine. So I'm ready to give you 3 months of internship. During that 3 months of internship, you can evaluate what we do, and we will evaluate you how you do. Because to be in this industry, you need to be a particular kind of animal. Okay. So we'll do that evaluation. Post 3 months, post your internship, we will then come back to table and then we'll decide what's to be done next. Is that okay? I said, fair, sir. It's perfectly okay. I'm ready to take on internship. Now, mind you, all my friends have got a full-time job. Okay. I'm landing with an internship. Internship ke baad probability of getting a job full-time role is always half-half. Milega ya nahi milega. Okay. Now I got an internship. I said, fantastic. Let me start. So next day, I started my internship. Now, during this period, what also happened that, my engagement got fixed. So the day my internship started was May 16th. Okay. And my engagement got fixed to be happening on August 16th. Okay. So now, while my internship was going on, I always have had this doubt back of my mind He said, यार इंटर्नशिप चल रही है, एंगेजमेंट फिक्स हो गया है, 16 तारीख को मेरी एंगेजमेंट है, और एंगेजमेंट हो गई और 17 तारीख को अगर मुझे पता चलता है कि मेरे पास जॉब नहीं है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा? मैं किसको मुंह दिखाऊंगा? शर्म आती है, राइट? इन लॉज को आप क्या बोलोगे? यार यूर विदाउट जॉब। इन लॉज बोलेंगे यार जॉबलेस दामाद मिला है हमें। So I was in full on tension. I said, Swami, what's going to happen? And I kept praying to Swami. I said, Swami, please इज्जत बचा लेना, कुछ भी हो इज्जत बचा लेना, बिकॉज अगर नेक्स्ट डे मुझे बोला जाता है कि तू यू डोंट हैव अ फुल टाइम जॉब, इज्जत का तो फलूदा हो जाएगा. So I was, worried and praying inside. But I kept doing my work. I kept putting my effort, whatever I could learn, I could understand whatever I could do. I kept doing that. On 10th of August, I get a letter, like get an email from the HR saying that your role has been confirmed as an analyst in the investment banking team. And I was so happy. I was so happy. I couldn't believe that because, brothers and sisters, it very seldom happens कि internship होने के बाद there is a review at HR level, at the execution team level, multiple rounds of review, and then finally a decision is taken whether or not you are in or out. Here, not finishing internship, even before I could finish internship, without having any conversation with me whatsoever, without doing any review with me whatsoever, I get a straight email saying that my full-time role has been confirmed. My salary, I was called by the HR to come and discuss the compensation package. I went, I got a letter with all the package, everything confirmed. Before I got engaged, I had a full-time role in my hand. Now, this is what Swami does. And this is what only Swami can do. Nobody else can do this. So for the larger world, it is like, बस ये कैसे हो गया? क्या आपने कुछ इंटरनली किया, कुछ रेफरेंस, कुछ घूस खिलाया, something. But I know the reality. That was only Bhagwan who made something like this happen. Now the story doesn't end here. Okay, the crux of the entire thing lies into something which I'm just going to share with you. So 4 or 5 months into my job, one day I was sitting for lunch with the entire team, and this secretary, this lady, she was a Christian lady, very pious, very noble lady, and very kind-hearted. So as we are having lunch, वो मुझे देख के पूछे, लक्ष्मीकांत, you are very lucky. I said, why, ma'am? Why do you say so? Say so? Like, no, you are tremendously blessed. तुम्हारे पास किसी बड़े का हाथ है. तो I said, क्यों मैम आप ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हैं? Why are you saying that? She like, do you know how you got this job? I said, no, ma'am. She like, where did you send your CV? I said, I sent it on the contact us email ID. She said, exactly. And do you think we hire people from the CV which come on contact us? I said, no, ma'am. She like, look, we are a tier A investment bank. First of all, when you got in, we were not hiring. Okay. And जब हमें hiring करनी होती है, we tell the HR will tell 10 headhunters. Those headhunters will get a CV. The HR will evaluate. The next round HR will evaluate. And then it will come to us where one of our VPs will evaluate. Then the senior VP. But your CV, what you sent, came to me. You know how? I said, how, ma'am? It came to me from the president. Because your CV directly landed in president's email box. I said, okay. She said, but that never happens. And that cannot happen. And I also do not know how did that happen. Because when the president forwarded that mail to me and he said, call this candidate for interview, I looked at the email and I looked at your profile and I went to the president. I said, you forwarded me some email. Are you sure? He said, yes, call that guy for interview. She's like, but sir, did you see from where that CV has come? It has come to some contact us email ID. So he said, yes, but I want you to call him. Call him. And then she said, sir, but by the way, have you looked at his CV? He said, why? He said, sir, we hire only from tier A institutes, IIMs, ISBs, our entire. And she told me, look, it was a small teaser. All these people are from IIM or ISBs. You came from an institute which we had never heard of. So I told the president, sir, that institute where he is coming from is not part of our criteria list at all. It doesn't fall into tier A. So are you sure you want to call him? And the president was very insistent. He said, yes, I want you to call him. And that is how you got called. And I had my doubts. I said, why are we even calling this guy? He doesn't fit into any of our criterias. Leave alone what will he be? And that is how you were called. All this happened, and today you are sitting here. Brothers and sisters, this is where surrender comes into picture. Because all that, the only thought which I had in my mind in Bangalore when I was leaving from Bangalore without a job in my hand, that Swami, you have told me you will take care. I know you will take care. And I surrendered all the outcome to Swami. When I landed with the internship, I didn't think whether I'll get job or not. Should I take internship or should I wait for something? Again, I prayed to Swami. I said, Swami, you've given me something. I'm surrendering this to you, Swami. Please take care. And as Swami had always said, I will take care of everything, brothers and sisters. Even before internship gets over, I get a full-time role. My email, my CV, which I sent to a very common general ID, lands up in the president's mailbox, who directly calls me and gives me a role there. Now, all this, if you go to think, when I look back in my life, is unimaginable, unfathomable, uncomprehendable. Only Swami can do that. And this is where Swami strengthened this feeling of surrender. He said, surrender, surrender, surrender to me. Because anyway, outcome is not in your hand. You may apply to best of the companies, give best of the interviews, but the outcome is not in your hand. So what is in your hand is, do your best, surrender it to me. Keep that faith in me, that once you have surrendered, you develop that faith that whatever the outcome be, you will still accept it. Because when I got internship, I could have said, no, I don't want this. But then keeping faith was another attribute that Swami has taught. That keep faith, take what I'm giving you. You will see what happens later. Same way, it happened when I got BA instead of BCom. I said, Swami said, just keep that faith in me that I'll take care of you. Keep that faith that I will take care of you. Now, brothers and sisters, this is just my story which I have shared. But mind you, and I totally believe I am not unique. Because it is the same story with all of us, with all of you. Many of you must have seen Swami physically, but I'm sure many of you must have not seen Swami physically. But if you are here today, part of this session, going through this beautiful leadership program, believe me, brothers and sisters, you have that blessing of Bhagwan, which is equivalent to someone who has had his physical darshan. You are nowhere second or third in priority. All of us are par in front of Swami, because when we sit in front of Bhagwan, when we sit in front of that Lord, he doesn't look at our ID card. He doesn't look at what color badge I am wearing. He doesn't see from which group I belong to. All that Lord, that Swami looks, that what Swami sees is what is inside our heart. So brothers and sisters, for all of us, in this journey of life that आप सभी बढ़ रहे हैं, अपने अपने काम कर रहे हैं, कोई प्रोफेशंस में है, कोई पढ़ाई कर रहा है, कोई नए नए कोर्स कर रहा है, लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल हमें बनाना है, सीवी अपडेट करना है, डू एवरीथिंग, do everything, do everything with tremendous passion, do everything with tremendous enthusiasm. But after you have done everything, offer it to Swami. Offer it to Swami with that immense thought of surrender, that Swami, I have done my part, what you gave me, now I'm surrendering it to you. And then keep that faith that once you have surrendered to him, that Swami, वो स्वामी आपका हाथ कभी नहीं छोड़ेंगे. मुश्किलें आएंगी, कठिनाई आएंगी, रिजल्ट्स उल्टे आएंगे, हमें लगेगा कि यार ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए था, क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है. But believe me, brothers and sisters, if you just hold on to that faith in Swami, what comes next, you will be blown out of your wits कि ऐसा भी हो सकता था, ऐसा भी possible था. The possibilities could be immense. I mean, we have seen, students who had done BCom and then MBA, and then they went to Swami, Swami, what do I do next? Swami would ask them, what do you want to do? So many a times students would have already thought कि मुझे MBA के बाद जॉब करनी है, मुझे MBA के बाद PhD करना है. तो अगर कोई सोच के आए, they would tell Swami, you tell. But it's already thought, then whatever they have thought, Swami would tell that. अगर किसी ने सोचा था कि PhD करना है, Swami would tell हाँ जाके PhD करो, because आप तो सोच के आए हो. Many times we've also seen that students who have gone to Swami, Swami, I have completed MBA, now what do I do next? And Swami asked, what do you want to do? They said, Swami, whatever you say, I will do, Swami. And these are guys who have really not thought, that completely surrendered. Whatever Swami says, I will do. You won't believe Swami has told them, go and do MSc in bioscience. Think about it. BCom, MBA, and then Swami says, go and do MSc in bioscience. And then the student said, okay, Swami. Didn't even doubt that, Swami, did you hear correctly? I have finished MBA, not BSc bioscience. He just went ahead, did BSc bioscience, and then later Swami made him doctor. And today he's a doctor. Like that, we have seen innumerable examples where each part of the life looks so disintegrated, right? At that moment, it looks कि यार ये piece अलग चल रहा है, ये piece अलग चल रहा है, ये piece अलग चल रहा है. But at the end, when you look back at the journey, you find that the road is exactly same. It's just the colors of bricks that have changed in the path. So when I was standing there, I found a different color. When I moved from there, I found a different color. But when I look back, the road that Swami was building for me was exactly same, which was only leading to him and nowhere else. So brothers, sisters, keep your faith, surrender everything to Swami, and hold on to Swami. That is what is most important. You may be in any part of your life. You may be at any stage in your profession, in your career, in your family. Whatever it is, one thing which remains common is your devotion to Bhagwan, your faith, and that surrender in Swami. And if you keep that, brothers and sisters, everything will be taken care of. No tensions, no worry. I mean, आएंगे प्रॉब्लम, आएंगे दिक्कतें आएंगी, मुश्किलें आएंगी, बट जब वो आएंगी, आपके दिमाग में बैक ऑफ द माइंड देयर बी आल्सो वन थॉट, ओह प्रॉब्लम, ओके, स्वामी इज देयर, स्वामी विल टेक केयर. बिकॉज अगेन इट्स अ ब्लेसिंग. नॉट एवरीबडी इज ब्लेस्ड विद दिस थॉट. आई एम श्योर आपने भी कहीं ना कहीं देखा होगा अपने लाइफ में कि विथ योर फ्रेंड्स, विथ योर कलीग सर्कल्स, जब कुछ मुश्किलें आती हैं तो लोग बड़े नर्वस हो जाते हैं, परेशान हो जाते हैं, एंग्जाइटी हो जाती है, डिप्रेशन हो जाती है कि अरे क्या करूं, किसके पास जाऊं, किसको पूछूं, हु विल हेल्प मी, हु विल गिव मी द आंसर, बिकॉज द वर्ल्ड इज सो सेल्फिश. वी डोंट नो if I open up to somebody, how is that person going to use that information against me? करेक्ट. मेनी टाइम वी आर स्कैर्ड कि यार मैं किसको कैसे बताऊं, क्या पता वो ये इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके कल मेरे साथ क्या करेगा, राइट? या वो मेरी वीकनेस जान के मेरी वीकनेस को किस तरीके से इस्तेमाल करेगा. कई बार हम परेशान होते हैं एंड लोगों को पता नहीं होता कि यार हम किसको जाके पूछे. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. Just this part, that when we fall into problem, we know whom to contact. We know who is the contact center. We know where the toll-free number has to be dialed. हाँ, वो कांटेक्ट करने के बाद आगे क्या होता है उसे आप भूल जाइए, उसे आप सरेंडर कर दीजिए. एंड कीप दैट फेथ दैट once Swami I have prayed to you, you are going to take care of it. And once you take care of it, that will be the best thing that could have happened for me in my life. So with this, brothers, sisters, I know it's time. It's 3 minutes to 8:30. So I will pause here. But thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I hope it was some value add. Again, as I said, it was my story because I can only tell my story. But nevertheless, it is each one of your story. आप सभी कहीं ना कहीं अपने लाइफ में देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे मौके आए होंगे. और आज अगर आप बैठ के उन पार्ट्स को जोड़ने की कोशिश करेंगे, you will also find a similar story that happened in your life. So now, open platform. Happy to take any questions. Happy to, if I'm capable and able, I'll be able to, I'll try and answer. Sairam.
Sairam, yeah, thank you so much for those beautiful and very heartfelt experiences. And as you said, I think every one of us has lived these kind of experiences. And मुझे भी याद आता है, I've also taken my exams. I was sitting in the library of the primary school and primary, and then I was trying for my 10th as well. And yeah, I couldn't care as well. But now I think that I should have been a little more rigid. But jokes aside, I think now we are at a point of the satsang where we open the platform, as you said, for question and answers. Yes, we have brother Vijay Sam. Please unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah, Sairam brother,
Sairam, brother.
it was very nice 1 hour, but I think this is the constant question I ask everyone. You might be facing this many times, but uh, you know, uh, the way you told, I left the vice chancellor room with conviction that Swami has told you, and you left the room. Somewhere deep down, you'll be getting an admission. No, but like, how do you describe that? What made you to reach that conviction? But many times we also have that, but at times we do fail in accepting that conviction.
Correct, correct, correct. Absolutely, because I'll give you a very frank and blunt answer. You have no other option but to have that conviction. कोई और ऑप्शन तो है ही नहीं, राइट? सो या तो मैं दुखी होकर बाहर निकलूं कि अरे यार क्या हो गया, मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, अगले 3 महीने में रोता रहूं, क्वेश्चन करता रहूं, 10 लोग को पूछता रहूं क्या होगा, या आई जस्ट से स्वामी, आई हैव डन माय पार्ट, I have done my prayers. You have given me your word. Now I am sitting and waiting for an answer from you. Now think about it. किस सिचुएशन में मुझे ज्यादा खुशी होगी? उस सिचुएशन में जहां कि मैं परेशान रहूं कंटिन्यूअसली, डिप्रेशन में चला जाऊं, एंजाइटी में चला जाऊं, टेंशन में आ जाऊं, या उस सिचुएशन में कि स्वामी, नाउ आई सरेंडर टू यू, वॉट एवर यू गिव आई एक्सेप्ट. अगेन, it is not easy, and I agree with you, it is not easy, and that's why Swami says, no, faith and surrender, keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, because it is not so easy to surrender. But when you think of it कि मेरे पास और कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव तो है नहीं, जाना तो उसी भगवान के पास है मेरे पास, मुझे, राइट? सो बेटर आई कीप माय फेथ, surrender it to him, and wait for miracles to happen.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Next, we have Brother Venkat. Please ask your question.
Yeah, Sairam brother.
Saram.
Firstly, thank you for the amazing session. I have one silly doubt. It's like I get a doubt, like, do I get bored of Swami, or will I get bored of Swami? It's same with few of the works we do, right? During the initial days, we will be so enthusiastic, and going forward, we tend to lose that, right? So
Correct.
similar ways, I get this thought, like, few days I'll be so dedicated or devotional, and some days I couldn't think of Swami, like I couldn't think of him doing any of my activities. So is this something did you anytime encounter, or how do I handle this?
So tell me one thing. Doesn't it happen that at home, many times, mother comes and says, "Arey, do this, do that," like, "Hi, yaar, karte na, don't come, don't keep coming, don't keep disturbing." No, father will do this, do that, don't keep disturbing, don't keep disturbing. But does that mean that your love for them has reduced? It is not. Correct? Your love for them has not reduced. But you just know that you have that availability all the time. So somewhere we take it for granted, right? With Swami, no, you have to develop that relation with Swami, that come what may Swami, right? I know you're always with me, but Swami, because कई बार मेरे साथ होता है, right? कई बार सपोज इंस्टाग्राम खोला एंड स्वामी का डिस्कोर्स आ गया, स्वामी यार अभी नहीं सुनना है, बस बहुत डिस्कोर्स सुन लिया, आई डोंट वांट टू हियर नाउ, ठीक है? एंड इट्स फेयर, नो प्रॉब्लम, no problem, because all that Swami wants is that pure love for him. Swami, right now I am feeling bored listening to your discourse, I don't want to hear. After some time I want to have your darshan, I'll come back to you. No problem. But as long as you keep that static in mind that Swami, ultimately I'll come to you only. Ultimately it is only you on whom I'm going to depend. कई बार होता था जब I was student, स्वामी हम सब बोलते थे स्वामी डिस्कोर्स डिस्कोर्स डिस्कोर्स, और जब स्वामी डिस्कोर्स देना चालू कर देते, यू वोंट बिलीव, सामने बैठ के हम सो जाते थे, बिकॉज बोरिंग हो जाता था आफ्टर सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, राइट? जब स्वामी यूज्ड टू टॉक फिलॉसफी, हम सामने बैठ के सो जाते थे, एंड स्वामी आल्सो यूज्ड टू लाइक दैट, बिकॉज जैसे डिस्कोर्स खत्म होता था, आंखें खुल के अगेन वी वांट टू जंप टुवर्ड्स स्वामी. That love for Swami did not change, right? That love for Swami. So as long as that does not change, Brother Venkat, it's okay to get bored with Swami also. No problem. For sometimes Swami, let's be bored. See, here we are all young. You have friends, right? You want to be around with your friends also. अब जब फ्रेंड्स के साथ घूम रहे तो obviously you cannot keep thinking नहीं 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 स्वामी क्या कर रहे हैं, स्वामी क्या बोल रहे हैं अभी, स्वामी क्या क्या डिस्कोर्स आ रहा है. You have to be with your friends, right? They're all young. You have to be practical. But at the same time, back of the mind, if you always have that, Swami, you are with me. Wherever I am, I'm your student, Swami. Wherever I am, I'm your devotee, Swami. Right? As long as that remains static, no problem. With God, that's why Swami says, Daiva Priti, Papa Bhiti, Sanganiti. Love for God, not Daiva Bhiti. Many people tell you that, oh, you should have fear of God. Sin. If you do this, what will God do to you? No. Swami has very clearly said, love for God, only love God. If you start fearing God, whom will you go to? Right? कई बार ऐसा होता था कि स्वामी को लेटर देना है. क्यों? क्योंकि जब हम स्वामी को लेटर देते थे, स्वामी का अटेंशन मिलता था. Used to get one glance, Swami would look at you. Now there is nothing to write. Every day, what can you ask from the Lord? So many times I've even given empty letter to Swami. I've just folded the page and sat with an empty letter. Swami has come and taken empty letter also. Right? Now he knows, I know that letter is empty. Nobody else knows. But the drama that Swami allows to happen is because it is not that writing or not writing is important. It is not that I want something, yes, to give something. It is that moment of joy that Swami, I want to connect with you. I want that acknowledgement from you. And Swami also like that. So keep that freedom that, Swami, love for Swami should not restrict you. It should open you. It should make you more free. Because only then you can experience his love. If it starts restricting you, you'll go into a shell. Swami is only so much. But Swami, you cannot comprehend. This Lord, you cannot comprehend. He goes beyond. He goes beyond our imagination. In fact, there's a beautiful thing. Probably I'll pause here. Remind me later. I'll share that. Okay. Sairam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A very beautiful answer to a very apt question. But yes, next we have Sister Shravani.
Sairam, brother.
Sairam, sister.
It was so nice to listen you and your experiences, brother. And at some extent, I can also relate because I have tried to get the admission in Pati for 3 times, and all the times I got rejected. And like at the last stage, after giving the interview and everything, I got rejected. So I was fighting with Swami literally, why you are not allowing me to come there? I want to be your student and like that. But then later I realized that there was some reason, and because of that he was not allowing me. But still today also I have some guilt that I cannot be the student and not able to learn there. But what my question is, what was the routine you are following as a student there, so that I can also try to implement in my day-to-day life and try to be a student, and what changes it has been done in routine as a student and now as a professional? Yes.
So, very frankly speaking, of course, it was a very beautiful routine, typical routine of a Guru Parampara. When you are in a Gurukul, right, you get up at 5 o'clock, you have morning prayer, Suprabhatam, then you go for jogging, exercises, then come back to hostel, get ready, have breakfast, and then go to college, prayers in college. You have first 3 hours of college, then there's a lunch break, come back to hostel, have lunch, go back to college for the next 2 hours, finish college, come back to college, get ready for darshan, run for darshan, right? And then after that is all to Swami, whatever Swami does in darshan. After darshan, वापस hostel आना है. Hostel आने के बाद, if there is some free time, go back to stadium, play, do whatever you want to. Then dinner. And after dinner, from 8 to 9:30, we used to have strict study hours, 1.5 hours, no movement. Everybody has to be in the room on study table, studying only. And 10 o'clock used to be night prayer. And night prayer, 10 o'clock, lights off. Entire hostel, lights off. You cannot put on any light in any room. And after 10, we are expected to sleep so that we can get up at 5. This was a typical routine. And this was a schedule which was written by Swami himself. And till now, that routine is followed, what Swami had given. So this is God's routine. So that's why once one student asked Swami, tell me what tapasya I should do, what penance I should do. Swami said, just follow the routine of hostel. That is enough and more of tapasya for you. Okay. But mind you, and that's why I said, no, our Lord is, Swami is so beautiful and so loving that हम 5 बजे उठते थे और डाइनिंग हॉल में जाते थे, प्रेयर हॉल में जाते थे सुप्रभातम करने के लिए, बट सुप्रभातम में सो जाते थे. ठीक है. फिर हमें जाना होता था योगा वगैरह करने या गेम्स करने, कई बार हम रूम में आके भी सो जाते थे. ठीक है. फिर हम ऑफ कोर्स कॉलेज जाते थे, कॉलेज से आते थे, फिर मंदिर भाग जाते थे, फिर मंदिर से वापस आते थे, स्टडी आवर्स में बैठ के स्वामी के लिए कुछ प्रोग्राम बना रहे होते थे, राइट. तो पढ़ाई हम बाय द वे करते थे. बाकी सारी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट थी, पढ़ाई बाय द वे हो जा रहा है, राइट? But in all this, what was important was the center of everything was Swami. You are getting up in the morning, because many students had that prayer that Swami, if I come for Supravatam regularly, will you talk to me in Mandir? Okay, if you talk to me, I'll go for Supravatam. It used to work vice versa. उस दिन स्वामी ने दर्शन में बात किया, अच्छा स्वामी नेक्स्ट डे आई गो फॉर सुप्रभातम, फुल अटेंशन, डेडिकेशन एंड एवरीथिंग, ठीक है? फिर हम कुछ प्रोग्राम तैयार कर रहे होते थे स्वामी को दिखाने के लिए, तो स्वामी वी वांट टू डू दिस, वी वांट टू डू दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, राइट? तो everything was centered around Swami. Now, same thing if I just take it from there. Now, today, when I'm in Bombay, when I'm in my work life, I I do try. मैंने बहुत बार कोशिश की कि मैं वही रूटीन फॉलो करूं. जब मैं टेनिस खेलने वहां जाता था, मैं ट्राई करूं यहाँ पे भी टेनिस खेलने जाऊं. जब वहां बैडमिंटन खेले जाता था, ट्राई करूं यहाँ पे भी बैडमिंटन खेलने जाऊं. जब सोना होता था, ट्राई करूं यहाँ पे भी सोने को. बट नहीं हो पाता है, नहीं हो पाता, बिकॉज यू आर इन अ वर्ल्ड वेयर देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स, देयर आर सो मेनी कमिटमेंट, देयर आर सो मेनी पैरेलल थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन. तो नहीं हो पाता. But what I always try to do is, and again, if you are able to follow schedule, please follow. That will be the best thing to do, because Swami himself followed a schedule. Every day Swami came for darshan, morning, evening, right? So Swami himself followed. If you are able to follow the schedule, please do. But in all of it, whether yes or no, one thing that should remain is the center of your attention should remain Swami. Well, that center is same, no? Then wherever you go, however far you go, it's like the sun, right, and the moon around it, right, and earth. Wherever sun is, if the our connection is with sun, however far I go, I'll keep coming back to that circumference of sun, right? I'll keep coming back to move around sun. So same thing in life, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever schedule you're following, whether you're able to stick to this schedule or not, you're able to stick to some other schedule. If your center remains Swami, however far you go, however late you sleep in the night, however late you get up in the morning, right? If your center remains Swami, you'll keep coming back to Swami. That is what is most important. Again, that doesn't mean I discourage you to follow schedule. Please follow schedule. If you want, I'll write it and give you, get up at 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Bia. Thank you so much, Sairam.
Thank you, Bia. Thank you, sister. We'll take, we have a few questions in the chat as well. We'll take one from there. So, a sister asks, why does Bhagwan sometimes allow suffering even when we have faith in him?
Correct.
That's the question.
Very good question, because Swami himself has said, and there is a recent discourse which I came across, and you should hear that discourse. Suffering is an interval between two happiness. Right? Swami says pain is an interval between two pleasure. Right? So one moment of happiness, if that continues, right, we lose importance of God in our life. Well, when do we go to God? God is like a last resort, no? Right? जब अच्छा चल रहा है सब कुछ, तब तो हम खुश है यार, बढ़िया चल रहा है, सब बढ़िया, चलो सो रहे, जाग रहे, काम कर रहे, ये कर रहे, वो कर रहे. जैसे ही दिक्कत आती है, वी रन टू स्वामी. स्वामी यार प्रॉब्लम होगा, भी क्या करूं? अगर सपोज दिक्कत आए ना, तो हम तो स्वामी पास जाएंगे नहीं. नाउ थिंक ऑफ इट फ्रॉम स्वामीज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. ही ऑल्सो नीड सम एंटरटेनमेंट ना. अगर दुनिया में सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है, कोई उनके पास आएगा नहीं, तो स्वामी का एंटरटेनमेंट कैसे होगा? तो ही ऑल्सो वांट सम एंटरटेनमेंट. ही लाइक, चल थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम आया, रन टू मी. बिकॉज as long as you keep coming to me, I will take care of that problem. That problem is nothing. That problem is nothing to what I can give you. So from our point of view, it may look like suffering, so much of suffering. But from his point of view, it is just an interval, an opportunity where he says, now you come to me, pray to me, be with me, remember me, because I am the one who is going to remove this pain and bring pleasure again. So that is why this suffering comes. And I think somewhere we all should pray that Swami, aane do thoda, keep the suffering coming. Because again, karma theory, I don't want to go into that. Karma theory hai, it has to come back, fine. But as long as I remember you, that's what Swami used to say, no? That because somebody asked Swami, that Swami, you are all powerful. You can control weather, you can control sun, moon, earth, everything. You can show moon in the daylight to people. You can bring moon in your hand. You have control over the entire nature. You can stop the rain when you want to. So Swami, if somebody has a karma, why can't you cut that karma? Why does somebody has to go through that karma and suffer? Swami gave a very beautiful answer. He says, look, I don't meddle with the nature. Okay, I don't meddle with the nature. But what I give you is strength to go through that karma. So what you need to do is have faith and surrender and keep praying to me, because I will give you that strength to go through that suffering. So when that suffering goes, you are again back to me and you are happy, right? So it is that strength which I come to give you, because if I remove everything, there is no joy in your life, there is no joy in my life also. I also need some entertainment, right? So suffering will be there, and it is there for everybody. Imagine Bhagwan, Lord of the universe, in his physical form had to go over so much of suffering. He had a broken hip, he had a broken shoulder, right? Swami went through all that suffering. But did you think because that suffering, Swami stopped giving darshan to us? Do you think because that suffering, Swami said, okay, virtual darshan, Google Meet, I'll come and meet you on Google Meet, I'll come and meet you on Zoom chat, put your questions there, I'll send Vibhuti by VFast, by delivery courier? No. Still Swami came for darshan, still came to all of us, still went till the end of the hall, even on a wheelchair, met his devotees, gave them darshan, gave them his blessings. So when Swami in his physical form had to go through sufferings, who are we? We are also same mortals, no? But what we need to do, brothers and sisters, is focus on Swami, not on that moment. Because when the pain comes, it is him. When the pleasure comes, that is also to him only. And that is where our constant connect with Bhagwan remains. That's why I said, now, whatever you do in life, you keep coming back to Swami is what is more important.
True. I think it's all about shifting focus from the ephemeral sorrows to the eternal divine. I think that's what it is.
Right.
Perfect. We'll quickly take few hand raises. I think your sister Prachi, if you can just mute it.
Sairam, it's been so nice to hear you. Actually, I don't have a question. It is more of something you said you would talk about later. It's how your family got involved into this. If you could spare a couple of minutes, I know we're running short on time.
Sure. So yeah, I'll cover it very quickly. So as I said, my parents were never devotees, born and brought up in Mumbai. My only connection to Swami was through Balvikas, because the building I lived in, first floor, Balvikas Guru used to stay. For on a Sunday morning, it used to be a relief for my parents to send all the kids to Balvikas, at least 2-3 hours, no noise in the house, right? And for us, it was a fun class because auntie used to give us chocolates. Okay, so Balvikas में क्या आंटी बताती थी उस समय तो कुछ पता नहीं चलता था. But over a period of time, somewhere I developed this, strong attraction towards Swami just by looking at Swami's photo. Now I wanted to go to Parthi. My parents were not allowing because they were wondering कि who is this Baba? South में हम नॉर्थ में के हैं, किसके पास इसको जाना है, वहां जाके ड्रामा करना है, किस बाबा के सामने ड्रामा करना है, क्या है ये, all those things. So there were a lot of resistance. So it so happened that every time I would come back from Parthi, tell my parents a lot of stories, nothing would connect with them. And I would keep telling Swami, I want to make them devotees. Why? Because if I make them devotee, me coming to Parthi will become easier. Otherwise, every time there is a time to come to Parthi, my Balika's Guru has to come, talk to them, convince them, and finally they agree, half-heartedly. So, hamare, Bombay mein, and this happens everywhere, there are a lot of devotees' house where Swami does a lot of miracles. Photo mein se vibhuti vagara aata hai, kumkum aata hai. So one day I thought I'll take my mother there and show her this, and she'll be converted into Swami's devotee. So I took her there. We sat there half an hour. She saw everything, and I was silent. I was waiting कि transformation चल रहा है, conversion हो रहा है. And I come back home, and I'm excited, and I'm waiting कि now I'm going to ask, and she's going to say, Sairam, I am Swami's devotee. He is God, this, that, and all. And I asked my mother, how did you feel? And she like, वो ऐसा लगा विभूति किसी ने चिपका दिया है फोटो पे, वो तो किसी ने चिपका के रखा है वहां पे. And all my joy and everything just came crashing, and I started crying, and I said like, Swami, what is this? I tried to add one more devotee in your list, and you couldn't help me, you couldn't support me. What is my mother saying? Swami, what is this? See how we think, that we are here to create devotees for Swami. But Swami says, don't create devotees. I don't need you to create devotees. That is my job. You strengthen your devotion in me. That is what is important, right? Next time it so happened that, so after that I gave up. I said, यार अब कुछ नहीं होगा, because मेरा तो प्लान था पहले मम्मी को लेके जाऊं, वो डिवोटी बन जाए, फिर अगले थर्सडे पापा को लेके जाऊं, फिर वो डिवोटी बन जाएंगे, इधर तो मम्मी का ही पत्ता नहीं खुला, तो सेड अभी तो गड़बड़ हो गया. After a couple of weeks, I was going to that auntie's house for bhajan on Thursday, and my mother said, "Okay, I'll also come." I said, "Please come." This time, no expectation, no thought. I said, "Aana hai to aao, nahi aana hai to mat aao. At least don't tell me that he's fake." No, that hurts me. That day, my mom came, and she came. She sat there for darshan, and it so happened that the life-size photo of Swami, which was right in front of him, we were all sitting there, me, my Balvikas Guru, my mother, and the photo right in front of my mother, from Swami's mouth, a red color liquid came out. Okay, and just when it happened, all of us, our attention went there, all of us looking at that, and the red liquid came out of Swami's mouth, and वो liquid धीरे 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 नीचे आया. It came up to Swami's chest. It stopped there. It became a big round vibhuti patch, and ऊपर का जो पूरा stream of liquid था, the stream of liquid just vanished. All this in front of our eyes. Okay, and when this was happening, my mother thought she is hallucinating because I have told her so many stories. So she is calling all of us, "Can you see? Can you see?" And we're like, "Yes, we can also see." And all this was happening right in front of us. And after that, of course, when we came back, my mother told me that, you had been telling me that Swami is God, Swami is it, Swami is that. I never believed. This time when I was going, as we were climbing the stairs of that building, in my mind, I said that, "Swami, my son says that you are God, but I don't believe in you. If you want me to believe you are God, make me believe by doing something." And जो ये मैंने देखा, when I came back, I remembered this is the prayer I made when I was going up, and Swami showed me this moment. So that was a turning point for my mom. And after that, my dad had a similar experience at home where he saw his beloved Lord Hanuman in Shirdi Baba's photo, and it happened multiple times, and that was the turning point for him. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is how it was. But I'm sure everybody of you will have similar stories, because with Swami, every devotee has his or her own journey. I cannot create journey for another devotee towards Swami. Because Swami has clearly said, between me and my devotee, nobody can come.
Thank you so much. I've got goosebumps.
Thank you, sister. We have sister Sakshi.
Sairam, brother. Shakshi from Meghalaya. Brother, thank you for sharing your journey. It reminded me of a time I completely felt helpless, and for the first time, I wrote a letter to Swami, surrendering the situation to him. But since then, I have often wondered, when we seek Swami's guidance, how do we know whether we are truly surrendering to his will, or simply looking for the confirmation of what we have already want, like you have mentioned earlier as well?
Correct. I know. See, actually, no, it's a very difficult task. And it's a very, very difficult task, and all of us have to go through it. But one thing, which all of us need to keep in mind, I have a situation. I have put a prayer to Swami. Now, after I have put my prayer to Swami, okay, this is where Swami used to say that, write a letter to me. I will take care. Okay, so suppose I have put my prayer to Swami, I have written that letter to Swami and given. Now, if that what I have written to Swami, if that stops bothering me, you can be rest assured you have surrendered it to Swami. But if it continues to bother, that means somewhere even after writing to Swami, I still feel nahi yaar, I think Swami ke paas time nahi hoga, or Swami is not capable of taking care of this. So I only have to take care of this. So I have to keep worrying about it. Now it's a very difficult task to achieve, because suppose you want to do something, you want to get something done. Obviously, it will keep playing your mind कि यार ये करना है करना है करना है करना है करना है. And then when you leave it to Swami, this thought keeps coming up, whether it will happen or not, whether it will happen or not. But ultimately, if you just counter it with another thought, anyway, it is not in my control. Can I do anything about it? So if it is not in my control, I as well leave it to Swami and be a little peaceful till a situation arises where either it happens or it doesn't happen. तब का तब देखेंगे. At least आज तो मैं peaceful हो जाऊं. Correct. So I think it is just about that journey, and we have to keep figuring out where I want to find my peace. That's why Swami says, no, live in the present. Live in the present. Because कल को कुछ होने वाला है, मैं उसके लिए काम कर रहा हूं. I do not know whether it will happen or not. But if I worry about it, my present is anyway spoiled. But if I just leave it to Swami and say, Swami, now you take care. I want to be peaceful today. If you are able to live peacefully today, be rest assured, you have been able to surrender to Swami. So this is the check that all of us need to keep doing continuously. Am I peaceful today or not? If the answer is yes, you have surrendered. Answer is no, you have not surrendered. So please work towards surrendering it to Swami. And mind you, sister, I have met so many youth across the country today. Okay, different parts of the country, north, south, east, everywhere. I have seen interacted with so many youngsters who have never seen Swami, never come to Prashanti Nilayam also. They are in their place, but their commitment and devotion in Swami is so strong that sometimes I wonder कि यार इन्हें कुछ नहीं मिला है, कुछ नहीं मिला in the sense physically, वो physical attention नहीं मिला, वो physical दर्शन नहीं मिला है. This is their level of devotion. If I have got this much, what should be my level of devotion? And that comes because they have heard some story about Swami from somebody. They have experienced a Sevadal doing Seva there. And that is what has built their faith in Swami. And they're living with that faith. That is the devotion these people are portraying. Right? And their commitment in Samiti, their commitment in Seva work is so high, that it just makes me feel again, how much more I need to learn to surrender to Swami. And it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in one day. And even today, there are situations where I also get perturbed. I get anxious. And I start, but then answer comes कि मैं किसके पास जाऊँ? स्वामी के पास ही जाऊँगा ना. Swami, please यार, just do it. Take care. What has to be done? Like today, so I was in Parthi and I was to return back yesterday. I had to cut my trip short and I had to come back on Thursday because my dad was not feeling well. And yesterday morning, I had to shift my dad to hospital, and today he's admitted in hospital. I was in hospital till today morning, and just this morning I came back from hospital. So he's in hospital right now. He's admitted. Now, while it is worrisome for me that my dad is not well and he's in hospital, but then I can't do anything. So at least these minutes that I'm sitting here talking to all of you, remembering those days, is helping me live in present, because anyway, I have to only pray to him that Swami, you have to take care of my father. I anyways can't do anything. So if I only keep sitting and brooding over, oh, what will happen to my father? What will happen to my father? I'm losing my peace in the present also. But only if I can pray to Swami and feel happy and talk about him, at least this tension will not arise right now. Whatever has to happen, it is he who is going to take care. And I'm sure he's going to take care. He's going to take care. Sairam.
Sairam, brother, thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Bhaiya. And we all collectively pray for Uncle's speedy recovery.
Thank you.
And with that, it's always a race against time in Sattvam sessions. We have a lot of questions. We have hand raised. We have a lot of questions in the chat. And even after Satsang, we'll have a lot of questions that our brothers and sisters would have.
How many more are there? I mean, if we have time.
We have 4 or 5 more, 6 more. So it'll take some time. So what we'll do, we will open our channels, our portals for all the questions, and we can just collate it and send it to you. And we'll request you to just reply to those questions, and we can just collate them back and relate to the participants.
Okay. Or can we take like another 5 minutes just here quickly?
Yes,
because
sure.
I know when questions come, people won't answer at that time. It is always forgotten later.
Sure. We have one more hand.
Somebody was waiting since long. Yeah.
Yeah, we have sister Pranita. She has her hand raised first.
Yeah, Sairam brothers.
Sairam.
Thank you for the opportunity. So my question is, we are doing Seva and we are doing Swami's work like every day, but sometimes we still feel disconnected from Swami itself. Like after listening to today's session, we feel full of motivation and we'll pour a lot of love to Swami. And again, after like 2-3 days, we will feel like it slowly fades away. Like, and even like some politics and everything, we'll not get any peace, even in Samitis also. Like, how can we stay connected with Swami all the time, even managing our daily works, like all the responsibilities?
So one quick
Yeah.
answer, one quick answer for that, sister, is that, and this is something which I try and implement in my life, that let's stop identifying this as Sai work and this as non-Sai work. Because the moment I create the differentiation, no, that only if I go to Samiti, this is Swami's work. When I'm in my office, that is not Swami's work. I myself disconnect myself with Swami. But if I do everything, think that Swami, if I'm doing my job, if I have to make this report, let me do it so diligently as if I have to report it to you. Of course, it has to go to my boss, but let me do it so diligently, it has to come to you. You're actually working for Swami. You're actually working thinking of Swami. So that is one of not getting disconnected. Second, and the most practical, which Bhagwan himself used to tell, Swami will always say, keep coming to Prashantilayam, keep coming to Prashantilayam. Why? Because you are a battery which is getting used in the world to charge you to come back to the port. Now, for all of us, we are so lucky Swami has created a beautiful Satasai organization and more than 3,000 Sai Samitis across. Keep going to Samitis. Keep getting involved with Sai activity, right? Because the more you are involved, the more you stay connected. So mentally, when you are working, try to think it is for Swami. Of course, it becomes very difficult. I know practically if boss is so rude, you cannot see Swami in that boss. It's very difficult to see Swami in that boss. Like, no, damn it, this cannot be Swami. He cannot talk to me like that. So mentally, sometimes it may be challenging, but physically, as long as you're able to keep going to the satsangs, keep going to Samiti, keep going to the Seva activities, you at least physically keep getting connected to Swami. And that is what Swami wants. Keep coming to Samiti, keep doing something, keep attending bhajan, keep attending some Seva, keep attending Nagar Sangeeta. It will only draw you closer to me. It will not make you a very good singer. It will not make you a very good actor. It will not make you a very good cleaner. All that it will do is it will connect you to me. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Bhaiya. With now, we'll move to the next towards the closing of the session. And at this point, I would like to request our convener and a member of the Board of Studies of Sri Satya Sai Leadership Through Self-Transformation with the Institute of High Learning, Brother Shravan, to share a few concluding thoughts.
Sairam Bhaiya, thank you
Sairam,
so
Shravan.
much for joining us today. Prayers from our side as well for Uncle's quick recovery.
Thank you.
It
Thank
means
you.
a lot because I know how it feels during that situation, and this was long due. We were requesting you from June, but I think Swami has his own timing, and he
Yes,
chose Friendship Day for us for your session. So thank you so much, Bhaiya. You have been roaming around Parthi, doing a lot of things for each one of us, especially the young messengers. And I personally have learned a lot in how to deal things, how to work in difficult and different scenarios. And the couple of things that I take away from your session today is you spoke a lot about surrender, but even before surrender, I think the pining that you had for our beloved master, it hit me very hard. Pining and surrender. Thank you so much. This means a lot. And for our participants, I think that this relates a lot because most of them are in that age group, 21 to 27, looking for jobs, looking for seats in their favorite institutions. So I think lot of people would have got answers from your session today, and it means a lot. And I certainly request you and invite you for the January session, and we'll have a part two of this wonderful satsang there in
of course.
Prashanti.
Of course, of course, of course, I'll be
Yeah.
there. No,
Thank you so
Shravan,
much,
yeah,
Bhaiya. Sairam.
immense
Thank you.
gratitude to all of you.
Thank you, Shravan Bhaiya. And thank you, Lakshmikant Bhaiya, for opening your heart and sharing not just experiences, but I think your journey with Swami. And I think जो आज हम सिर्फ एक सत्संग शायद सुनकर नहीं जा रहे हैं, हम एक प्रश्न लेकर जा रहे हैं, is what I feel, because वो प्रश्न ये है कि क्या हम भी अपनी रोज की जिंदगी में स्वामी की उपस्थिति को पहचान पा रहे हैं, just like that donkey, right?
Correct.
So, and also क्या हम अपने ही विचार, हर कर्म, हर अवसर स्वामी को समर्पित कर पा रहे हैं, the way you said that you gave everything to Swami, right? And if we are able to do this, if this satsang has led us, progressed us towards this thought, I think this would be the biggest fruit of this whole engagement. So today's session just reminded us that spirituality is not merely understood, it is lived, and that too need not be very extraordinary moments. but something that we can experience even in our day-to-day lives. So our sincere gratitude to Swami, to you, our speaker, Lakshmikant Bhaiya, to the convener, our organizing team, and the technical team who works silently behind the scenes, and to each one of my brothers and sisters for joining us with such love, attention, and sincerity on a Sunday evening. So, and before we conclude, Bhaiya, you reminded us that today is Friendship's Day. So I think Swami often reminded us that the truest friend is the one who never leaves us, who guides us through every joy and every challenge, and who loves us unconditionally. So as we celebrate Friendship Day today, may we cherish our human friendships with love and purity, but also deepen our friendship with our eternal companion, so our beloved Swami. So happy Friendship Day to all of you. And with this, I just offer this collective satsang at the Divine Lotus feet. Jai Sairam.
Sairam, Sairam, Sairam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Samastha Lokah Sukhino Bhavanthu. Samastha Lokah Sukhino Bhavanthu. Samastha Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai.